If you got one of these fancy wooden columns around your house, sooner or later it's going to rot. Watch how to replace this and it will never rot again. You'll never have to do anything to the column but paint it if you want. And that's it. Let's get to it. Now these posts are made in all different styles and sizes, but the techniques and materials I'm going to show you here can be applied to all. Sure, you can cut out and replace the rotted wood part. It will be cheaper, but the wood will still rot over time and you'll be right back at it again. So the first thing to do is measure what you got and write it down. You'll be able to see how it was put together while getting the measurements. You will need to measure the height of the column, the height and width of the bottom part, the base, on two sides, the height and width of the top part, the cap, on two sides, the width of the middle part on two sides, and even the length and width of the decorative trim. With this information, you should know what size materials you're going to need and calculate the cost. To give you a better idea on how this post was put together, let me take it apart. Taking it apart will definitely let you know what to expect and what you're going to need to rebuild it. Start by removing the base, then the cap. Now you can take apart the middle part. And as you can see, this thick wide post was wrapped around a skinny 4x4 post. Clean up the post by removing any nails and screws. So in this illustration, I can better show you how it's put together. The app I'm using is called Moblo 3D. Here we have the 9-foot post. Here is the first side. You can see it's flush with the post. Here is the next piece. Now the other and the other. This will be steady enough if you will be putting it back together with wood. But we will be using a product that never rots, PVC. PVC is more flexible than wood and it's a little softer. So for that, reinforcing the corners with 2x2s will stiffen this up. And regardless if you're using PVC or wood, adding a piece on top will help keep this square. Notch it for the 4x4 post. Before putting the last panel on, screw a block of wood to the ground at the bottom. Then screw the panel to it. This will help sturdy up the post at the bottom. With that on, put the last panel on, then attach the base. The cap and the trim. Here are some other tricks to this rebuild that I'm going to do. First, how this is put together now, it will have an ugly visible seam. You could get corner trim to put on it. That will help hide it. But I will just reset 2 of the panels in about a 1/4 inch. This will give a good looking design with no added cost. Next, I will be rebuilding most of this in the shop. If you have space in a garage or somewhere, I suggest you do the same. Let me show you some building cheating techniques I had to do to make this work. The post is 9 feet, So I use a 10-foot pressure treated 2x4 to make my corner support pieces. When I went to buy this material, at the time Home Depot was low on 1x12 PVC and out of stock of 3/4 4x8 PVC sheets. So I decided to use 1/2 inch 4 feet by 8 feet sheets of PVC. It was enough for all 4 sides and the extra 6-inch piece I was going to need for the bottom and the top of the panels to make it 9 feet tall. So 2 cuts at 11 wide, 2 at 9 wide, and 1 at 6-inch wide. Out of the 6-inch wide piece, I cut 4 pieces at 9 inches and 4 at 11 inches. Here I'm working with the 9-inch wide pieces. I'm using an 1 5/8 galvanized screw. Screw it flush to the 2x2. Don't worry about all the screws, the cap or the base will cover them. Now don't put screws all down the panel. Use finish nails, but the key is not to put them straight in up and down. It will make it easier for the panel to pull away from the 2x2. Instead, put the nails in on an angle. This will help keep the panel attached to the 2x2. In the end, I wound up putting screws in it anyways for a better grip. With one put together, it will give you a better visual on how to put the trim on. Before I show you the trim part, let's look at the old trim. Some trim will have a decorative design to it. If it is, the odds of finding the same in PVC is really slim. Like 99.9% you're not going to find it. So I suggest opting buying something close to it or change it completely like I did. This is a whole lot cheaper and it'll still look good. Now because I have to cut the same trim for all 4 sides and the PVC is so flexible, I made a quick jig for it. Just lean it like that up against it. And I know put my fancy trim on it. Then so I lock that down, flip it over, butt it to that one, and do that side. So make sure to use a clear primer and cement. Clean the edge, clean the back of the trim, put a little bit of glue on here, stick it in, and shoot it with 5/8 nail. Apply the cleaner to the back of the trim and the panel. Then the cement. Do this for the remaining panels. With those done, I decided to assemble 3 of the panel parts together for an easier install later. Okay, now if you want to, you can even put PVC glue on this and then stick it on there. But I'm gonna just caulk it once it's up. Okay, now I got my screws in. It's about every 1.5 feet. Put a screw in. Butt it up to this one. Make sure it's the same flush there. Okay, now to have the same reveal on this side. Alright, so I think I'm gonna screw this onto here first. So here's my mark. Here's some scrap just to help hold this thing balanced out. On there, put this up to my mark. Make sure it's flush here and my line, and then put screws in it. Okay, now this is still not screwed in, but I'm gonna have to screw in from this side, so that means I'm gonna need to have this end held up. So for that, I'll cut some scrap wood, same length, 11 as this piece. So now I can put it here, screw it to there, and then I'll be able to stand this thing up. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Here's some holders here. Put that there like that. And for this part, now I built this thing to have a 1/4 inch reveal. So to keep it square, I just held a piece of trim flush to the temporary leg. I added 3 more supports. Now I put my screws in here. Just hold that one flush. And I put my screw in. Put the ends in first, then do the middle ones. When you put your screws, try to put them the same uniform. So I wound up putting screws in it because it was coming apart too easily. This is what I plan to do anyway. You see how this is the same height as that. Okay, now on this part, I'm gonna attach this one. It's just the 11. But I will wait to put this one on until after I install the column. And then this one, I gotta still cut to height. Oh no, that's the wrong one. It's this one. I have to put here. And again, just 4 screws in each one. Okay, now this is the top part. And if I remember correctly, the 4x4 post is going to sit here, and then they had an opening here. I think they had a piece of wood to cover the hole, so I think I'm gonna do that. If I would have thought about it, I would have reset this back a 1/2 inch, and then I just would have put my square piece of wood and just notched out for the 4x4 post. But because this is all glued and screwed, I'm gonna just cut 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch, and put a piece of 1/2 inch wood or something up here. So here's the first step. Set it in place. See what that's looking like. Now I'm gonna put a 2x4 block here, here, tap corn it down so that won't move. See what the top look like. I put one screw up through the 1/2 inch plywood and the other on an angle going into the 4x4 post. With the bottom and the top squared and secure, put the last bottom piece in, then the final panel on top of that. Set my piece in place, make sure my corners is flush and lined up. Now I can put screws in it. Now we can put the bottom base trim on and the top cap trim on. Measure and cut it out. I waited to cut the base and cap until the actual install, just so I can get a more accurate measurement on my cuts. Put PVC glue on the corners. Let it sit for 15 minutes before moving it. Use a framing square to make sure that it's square. PVC cement starts holding quickly. Hold it for about 30 seconds, then you can let it go and do something else for the next 15 minutes. Then you should be able to gently move it around and it won't break up on you when you come back to it. Okay, so now with this dried, I'm gonna take it. Glue the last piece in place. I forgot to show it, but I did put screws in it to hold it in place. Do the same thing for the top cap. Fill all the holes with exterior spackle. Caulk all the seams. Here's how it turned out after it's been painted. It looks good, and the best part is you'll never have to worry about fixing this thing again. Anyway, I hope this helps you. If it did, help me out. Hit that like, bell, and subscribe button for me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.